So today we're going to look at lesson one for two-way tables. So we're going to look at a two-way frequency table. So in a survey, 100 students were asked if they preferred to write or type their math work, and if they preferred to use pen or pencil. So 30 students preferred to write in pen. So I'm going to put down here in this table, and writing in pen would be this 30. Oops, and I got to make sure my number lock is on there because I'm typing. And then here, 40 students prefer to type. So if you look here, this total out here is going to be 40. And then 10 students prefer to type and use pen. So this is 10 here. So if I did the type and use pencil, well, there were 40 people that prefer to type. So I have to do 40 minus 10. And that's going to give me 30 here. And then if you look, if I'm trying to figure out write in pencil, well, there's a total of 100 here. So if I have 30 plus 30, that's 60, plus another 10 is 70. So that means there are 30 people here. So how many people prefer to use pencil? Well, we have 60 because 30 plus 30 makes 60. How many people prefer to write their work and use pen? So write and pen is in this one, 30. How many people prefer pencils and typing? So pencils and typing is 30. How many people prefer pens or writing? So if you look, if I did pens or writing, that'd be 10 here plus this 30 plus that 30 because we do the writing and the pens. And remember not to count this middle one twice. So 10 plus 30 is 40 plus another 30 here is 70. So how many people prefer pens or typing? So we do pens and then this typing. So then 30 plus 10 is 40. Plus another 30 is another 70. So here, what is the probability that a person likes pens and writing? So if we go up here, pens and writing is 30 out of 100. So I can say here, to write that probability, I can go 30 out of 100, or that equals 0.30 or 0.3, so that would be 0.30. What is the probability that a person likes pens or writing? So if I look up here, if I did pens or writing, again, that was 30 plus 30 plus 10, so that is our 70 out of 100. I can write that as a fraction for that, or 0.7 or 0.70, however you want to express that. So here, we're going to look, and we have hair and eye color. So if someone has blue eyes, brown eyes, blonde hair, blue hair. So what does the 35 in the table mean? That is telling us we have 35 people have brown hair and blue eyes. How many people have brown eyes? So we would add here. How did I find my answer? I'm going to show my work. 10 plus 23 equals 33. So 33 people have blue eyes. How many people have blue eyes or brown hair? So I add 10 plus 23 plus 35. So in adding those, 10 plus 23 is 33 plus 35 gives us 68. So how many subjects had blue eyes and blonde hair? I need an E there. It's a little bit of a typo. So blonde hair and blue eyes is 12. How many subjects don't have blonde hair and don't have blue eyes? So if you look on here, don't have blonde hair would be brown hair, and then don't have blue eyes is they must have brown eyes, so that's 23. What percent of the subjects have blue eyes? So if we're looking at the blue eyes, we would go 12 plus 35, which is 47 out of the 80 people. And then what I would do is change that into a decimal here, and I can just go 47 divided by 80, or use a calculator. So it would be 58.75%. What percent of the subjects have brown eyes and brown hair? So you have brown eyes and brown hair is 23 out of the 80. And then you, again, can use a calculator here. If I just type in 23 divided by 80. And then that would give us 28.75%. You just slide the decimal 2 spots. So 28.75. Then here, how many people are between 0 and 10 and do not have a cell phone? That would be 17. What percentage of the people are between 0 and 10 and do not have a cell phone? So here we have 17, and then what I would need to do is add up the total of all of those. So I'm going to add my 3 plus 19 and all of that, and I'm going to use a calculator here. So I have one right here that I'm typing that into. So I have 3 plus 17 plus 19 plus 20 plus 17 plus 3 plus 1, and that gives me 77. So that's 17 out of 77. Let me just make sure I have that number right. 3 plus 17 plus 19 plus 20 plus 17 plus 3 plus 1. Oh, that's out of 80. So I did make a little error there. And then to change that into a percent, I have 17 divided by 80 gives me 21.25%. And then how many people surveyed are 11 through 25 or don't have a cell phone? So here I would add 17 plus 3 plus a 17 plus that 1. And that gives me 38 out of 80, or 38 people. So I'm just going to leave that to 38 people. How many people surveyed do not own a cell phone? So I just add that column up. So 17 and 3 is 20, plus 1 is 21. What percentage of people do not own a cell phone? So that's 21 out of 80. And then I just change that to a percent by dividing. And then it's 0.21, so you slide the decimal 2 spots and you get 21%. How many people surveyed own a cell phone? So what I would do is just add up this column, 3 plus 17 plus 19 plus 20. So here, 3 plus 17 plus 19 plus 20 gives me 59 people. So if I did that as a percent, that's 59 out of 80. And then I can change that to a decimal. So typing in 59 divided by 80, that is 73.75%. How many people surveyed are 0 to 10? So I add that up. That's 20 out of the 80. So here we have 20 people. What percentage is that? Again, how I get that, I go 20 divided by 80. And then if I do that as a percent, that gives me 0.25 or 25%. So now we're going to create those tables in Python. Oh, and what percent of people 11 to 25 have a cell phone? So if I look, I'm looking at just the people 11 to 25. So here that 17 out of the people is, there's 20 people. So 17 plus 3 is 20. So I go here, that's 17 out of 20, which gives me 0.85, which is 85%. So now we're going to create those tables in Python for task 4. So on here, I'm just going to import the libraries in my notebook. So I'm just running this code cell here. And then again, what I would do for students is print this out and give it to them for task 4. And then what we're going to do after it runs this, we go data frame 1 equals pandas.dataframe of a parenthesis and then 2 brackets. And you put 10, 30, and 20, 40. And then what that does, if you want to look at it, you can put that in as df1 to kind of view what just happened there. It will make our 10, 30, and then 20, 40. And then what you do is put set axis, the columns I'm going to call pen and pencil, and then set axis, the rows I'm going to call type and write, and then you can print it. Now you could do print data frame 1, or with this you could really just put in data frame 1. So now for the second code, what I'm going to do is put in data frame 2, which we just have the first row is 1235 and the second row is 1023. And then what I can do here is just put df2 to kind of look, did that actually work for what I wanted? And then you just use that column to recall the columns. I want blonde hair and brown hair. And then the different rows, I want blue eyes and brown eyes. So you just use that set axis, type those in, and it will replace those. So the next thing that I do to create that last one, we do the individual rows 317, 17.3, 19.1, and then 20, 0 in brackets. Put those in, and then rename each of the columns to be has a cell phone, don't, and then the axis, we have 4 of them, so you just rename them appropriately, and then you can print it. And then if you look, our practice problems, I'll let you struggle a little bit more with those, but what you're going to be doing is just answering those questions and then filling those parts in. There are things for the Python table to create those tables. And then also the same thing for your check for understanding here. Let me just move this here. In the check for understanding, you're going to be answering some of those questions. How many people were surveyed? What percentage of the people were surveyed? And then writing the code. So again, there is the answer key that you can look at for those, but that's something that you want students to work with and struggle with.